Hi guys, you know the main purpose of this meeting, mainly the video, is to have a glance at the subject and how to crack strategic management. Right guys, and most of the students are aware of the fact that when compared with IT, SM is the most scoring subject and everyone knows it. This is a universal fact. So when it comes to our subject, this is how the paper looks. In the sense, the paper comprises of 50 marks, 50, out of which MCQs are 15 marks. So what you need to do is you need to focus on these 15 marks first. Literally, these marks are in your pocket. You can score so easily and you don't need to write anything else. The only option you need to do is you need to select the correct answer. So what we are going to do is how we are going to deal with this paper when it comes to examination. So initially the paper is for 15 marks and rest of the part is for 35 marks. When it comes to objective, they are further divided into MCQs, which are based on integrated case scenarios, and application based independent MCQs. So what you need to do is you need to go through these MCQs first. And my sincere advice for every student is to read the question thoroughly. Don't jump into a conclusion once you see the question. Rather, it had better to go through the question time and again. You need to spend enough time to understand the question itself. Once you understand the question, and the rest of the topic would be a cakewalk. So my sincere advice is go for MCQs first. This is for 15 marks. This is literally very scoring area. So only thing you have to do is you need to pick the correct answer. So what we are going to do is we need to read the case very carefully to identify the keywords. That means every question comprises some keywords and they give you a kind of hint for any major concept. So the next step is you need to think like a businessman. Don't think like a student. You need to step into the shoes of a business, or you need to develop a kind of mindset where your focus is like you operate your own business. And key thing is that logical thinking is very important because this is clubbed with, this is merged with some concept identification. This is the key to answer all the questions. So through this slide, what we have understood is the paper is for 50 marks, out of which 15 for MCQs and rest of the 35 are descriptive in nature. Before we talk about the descriptive part, let me reiterate about this first 15 marks. This is the scoring area. So every student can easily understand the question, provided if they understand the question itself. So go through the question thoroughly, give it a second reading or a third reading to identify the correct answer. Then, like I said many times, if you are regular to classes, you being a regular student, if you thoroughly go through the concepts, you can easily identify these 15 marks. Thereby, half of the battle is won. The next part is you should always pay attention to headings and subheadings. This is the core. Core is nothing but the key. And remember that concept heading wise will help you to structure your answer better. So make as many points as you can. Remember, if you forgot the subheadings as well, write it as a single point in the form of a sequential order rather than writing as a paragraph. No one really cares about paragraph. The best thing is that present them in the form of these numbers. Maybe let's say if you are recollecting or if you are able to write 10, you just go for it. If you ignore or if you forget rest of the things, you will just confirm with 5, sir. So make sure that your answer is sharp in the sense you need to hit the nail and rich in content. Giving the relevant example from the current business scenarios in the subject of strategic management will convey the depth of your understanding. Always keep real life example in mind while preparing the paper. Right guys? Next thing. This is another area there where I need to focus on, and I'll walk you through this topic in depth. Let's say every time we discuss it in the class, every organization need to have a vision statement. Vision statement. This vision statement is about future. It doesn't talk about present. Once they develop the vision statement, the next step is they develop the mission statement. Mission statement. When it comes to vision statement, there are two kinds of approaches. One top-down approach, the other one is bottom-up approach. As far as the top-down approach is concerned, top-level management prepares the vision statement. When it comes to the role of middle-level managers and function level managers is negligible. when the organization adopts or pursues top-down approach. In some organizations, they'll adopt bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach in the sense, function level managers are very close to the market. They are very close to everyone. Let's see, literally they are very close to distributors, dealers, wholesaler, retailer, including consumer. They have a good feedback system wherein function level managers gather the information from the marketplace or from the consumer or even from the distributors and dealer. They pass on this message to business level managers. They are also called middle level managers. And these middle level managers communicate this information to top level management. This is another approach while preparing the vision statement. Whatever may be the approach, let it be a top down approach or a bottom up approach. The thing is that they need to develop the vision statement. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to give you the knowledge on how to connect to the dots. In the sense, every organization, irrespective of size, let it be a small, medium or a large organization or an MNC, they need to develop the vision statement. Once they develop the vision statement, the next step is they need to develop a mission statement. When it comes to vision, it refers to future, and the mission statement talks about present. Mission statement. When it comes to mission statement, there are again two kinds of mission statements. According to modern management guru Peter F. Drucker, organizations are developing two kinds of mission statements. Some organizations will develop a product-oriented mission statement, and very few organizations, literally very few, hardly, they develop market-oriented mission statement. So the thing is that even though they develop the mission statement, their focus should not be on the product, rather it should be on the market or customer. Now, while developing the mission statement, care should be taken, and the care is they need to be focused on the market or they need to identify the needs of the customers, and the mission statement should focus only on the customers but not on the product. The next thing, this mission statement is extracted from the vision statement. Then once they develop the mission statement, they set the goals for the entire organization. Goals, they are called corporate goals. Then they develop the goals at the business level goals. Then they set the goals for each department or each function at the lower level, function level objectives. Then every employee is given with some task, employee level objectives. Now, corporate goals should be aligned with business level goals. They should be aligned with function level goals, and they should be aligned with employees' goals. There should be synchronization between all these levels. Corporate level goals should be aligned with business level. They should be aligned with function level. Finally, it should be aligned with employees level. I'm talking about very lowest level, employees level goals. Once the organization develops the goals, the next step is they set the objectives. As usually, these objectives are at corporate level, objectives at the business level, objectives at the function level, objectives for every employee, objectives. When it comes to objectives, Peter F. Drucker suggested again SMART objectives: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound manner. SMART objectives. When it comes to objectives, they are long-term objectives as well as short-term objectives. Long-term objectives are referring to next 5 years, next 10 years, down the line another 15 years or 20 years. These long-term objectives are broken down into short-term objectives. Short-term objectives. Short-term objectives are nothing but annual objectives. Annual objectives are further divided into semi-annual objectives. Semi-annual objectives are further divided into quarterly objectives. Quarterly objectives are further divided into monthly objectives. Monthly objectives are divided into weekly tasks, and weekly tasks are further divided into daily tasks. Daily objectives, routine activities, blah, blah, blah. So these goals are developed from mission statement. Mission is from the vision statement, and objectives are from the goals. They need to be aligned with each other. Vision statement followed by mission statement, followed by goals, and followed by objectives. To achieve these objectives, they need to develop, or they need to craft, they need to design the strategy. I'm talking about VMGO. Just I'm talking about strategy. When it comes to strategy, organizations need to prepare. I'm talking about only larger organization, not about smaller organization, not even a medium organization. Rather, we are talking about a larger organization or an MNC. When it comes to a larger organization, MNC, Tata, Birla, some other organizations, they need to develop 3 levels of strategies. One, corporate level strategies, then business level strategies, then function level strategies. When it comes to corporate level strategies, they are prepared by the top level management. In some organizations, they develop the business level strategies as well. they develop the function level strategies. However, in some organizations, they encourage business level managers and function level managers to prepare their own strategies. We'll talk about this stuff later. We will go with corporate level strategies. When it comes to corporate level strategies, mainly there are 4 strategies. They are called generic strategies. They are also called master strategies. They are also called grand strategies. They are also called directional strategies. Stability strategy, expansion strategy, retrenchment strategy, combination strategy. Stability strategy is nothing but they are focusing only on the existing business, existing product, existing market, existing customer. When it comes to growth or expansion, expansion can be achieved internally or it can be achieved externally. External in the sense they depend on others. Internally in the sense it depends on itself, but it doesn't seek any support from the external organization. This internal growth strategies include mainly intensification and diversification. Intensification includes market penetration, market development, product development. Diversification includes, you can go with vertical integrated diversification, horizontal integrated diversification, concentric diversification, and conglomerate diversification. When it comes to external growth, it could be through merger, or it could be through acquisition, or it could be through strategic alliance, or it could be through a joint venture. These are the strategies at the corporate level. I'm talking about expansion strategy. Then retrenchment strategy includes 3 kinds of strategies. Retrenchment. One, when the organization, let's say one particular SBU or a particular division is in the losses for the past 2 to 3 years, initially what do they need to do is they need to execute, they need to prepare a turnaround strategy. If turnaround is successful, they go with stability strategy, and in course of time they go for expansion strategy. If turnaround fails, the next step is divestment strategy. That means they are going to dispose of one division or one SBU or those SBUs which are in losses. However, if the entire organization is in deep financial crisis, the last option is liquidation. Liquidation involves disposing of the entire business, closing of this business permanently. These are the strategies at the corporate level. 1, stability strategy. 2, expansion strategy. 3, retrenchment strategy. And the last, combination. Combination is nothing but combining stability strategy, expansion strategy, and retrenchment strategy together at corporate level. Then comes the business level strategies. These are the strategies at the corporate level. We just spoke about strategies at the corporate level. Now we are talking about strategies at the business level, which are also called middle level. Business level strategies. Business units are nothing but strategic business units, SBUs. When it comes to business level strategies, Michael Porter mainly suggested 3 strategies. 1, cost leadership strategy. 2, differentiation strategy. 3, focus strategy. These 3 strategies are suggested by Michael Porter. He is the one who developed 5 forces, Michael Porter 5 forces, and in addition to that, he developed value chain analysis as well. However, we are confining ourselves only to business level strategies. Cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focus strategy. Cost leadership strategy aiming at price sensitive customer. So that means the company is targeting only those people who are ready to buy the product only when it is available at a cheaper price. And at the same time, though they are offering the product at a cheaper price, they have to ensure that they are offering better quality than the rivals. Now the key point over here is you need to offer a better quality or superior quality product than your rivals. On top of it, you need to offer the product at a cheaper price. This would attract the customer. This gives you competitive advantage. This is a cost leadership strategy which is aiming at price sensitive customers, and the target is the entire market. When it comes to the second one, differentiation strategy. Now we are not targeting price sensitive customer, rather we are targeting only price insensitive. Price insensitive in the sense they are willing to buy the product only when it is unique. No matter what the price is, they are least bothered about it. Even though the product is available at a higher price or expensive price, they are willing to try to buy the product. The reason is that they are looking forward for unique future. If the product is unique from the viewpoint of a customer, they are ready to pay higher price. This is another strategy, differentiation. However, we are not targeting price sensitive customers, rather we are targeting price insensitive customer. Then comes the next one, focus strategy. Here the organization is not targeting everyone, rather it targets only a few customers, a few. Focus strategy, we are talking about focus strategy, nothing but niche strategy. That means they are targeting only a small group of customers. These small group of customers may be price sensitive or they may be price insensitive. If the organization is aiming at price sensitive customers, the strategy is focus plus cost leadership. If the organization is focusing on price insensitive customer, the strategy is focus differentiation strategy. So precisely, Michael Porter mainly suggested three: cost leadership, differentiation, focus. Focus can be of two types: focus cost leadership and focus differentiation. If you blend all these strategies together, I'm going to say cost leadership, differentiation, focus, then we have come up with one more strategy. This is what called best cost provider strategy. Here you go. Let me present it one more time. Cost leadership, differentiation, focus plus cost leadership, focus plus differentiation. These are the strategies suggested by Michael Porter. When you merge all these strategies together, this is a strategy called best cost provider strategy. These are the strategies at the middle level, which is also called business level, which is also called divisional level. Then comes the lower level. Let me represent it one more time: corporate level, business level, and functional level. Functional level is nothing but different departments at the lower level. Different departments. These departments could be research and development. They could be related to finance. They could be related to tax. They could be related to accounts. They could be related to logistics, HR department, marketing department, sales department, engineering department, designing department. There could be n number of departments at the lower level. Now, when it comes to flow of communication, corporate level management communicate everything to business level managers. Then they communicate the passage, mainly the strategies and every information related to goals, objectives, everything. Business level manager will communicate it to function level manager. Function level manager will communicate to their employees at the lower. This is flow of communication. When it comes to flow of authority, function level manager should report to business level managers. They should report to corporate level management, and the corporate level management is responsible for everything. Profit or losses, they are held responsible. In some organization, business level managers are given freedom. We call it as autonomous. They are called autonomous independent business units. What do these business level managers do at the middle level is they are allowed to prepare their own vision statement. I'm not talking about the entire organization. When it comes to the entire organization, this is corporate vision. I'm talking about only SBUs at the middle level. These SBU have their own vision statement, and business level managers can prepare their own mission statement. They set the goals for the SBUs. They can set the objectives. Now they are going to prepare the strategies at the business level. These strategies are also called competitive strategy. Precisely, we can say it as business level strategies such as cost leadership, differentiation, focus cost leadership, focus differentiation, and best cost provider strategy. They are also called competitive strategy. They are also called business level strategies. Right, guys? Then comes the function level, lower level. Every department have their own strategies. Separate strategy for R&D strategy, another strategy for HR strategy, another strategy for logistics strategy, another strategy even for supply chain management, another strategy for production or operations or manufacturing. So these are the strategies at the lower level. So this is how we have completed the strategy. However, whenever there is a change in strategy, I'm talking about the last few chapters, guys. Corporate level strategy is 4th chapter, business level strategy is 5th chapter, function level strategy is 6th chapter. Then whenever there is a change in strategies, organizations need to change their structure. We discussed many structure in the class: simple structure, functional structure, divisional structure, multi-divisional structure, SBU structure, hourglass structure, network structure. We spoke about many structures in the class. Whenever there is a change in strategy, they need to change the structure. Maybe they can go with the divisional structure, or they can go with the SBU structure, or they go for matrix structure. Whenever there are changes in strategies and structure, then the next step is they need to bring the change in leadership. We spoke about two kinds of leadership styles at business level. We are not talking about leadership styles in politics. We are not talking about leadership styles in the real world. Rather, we confine ourselves only to business. Mainly, there are two types of leadership styles. One, transformational. The other one is transactional. And finally, they have to change the employees' behavior, employees' culture, employees' beliefs, employees' attitude. That is what is called as corporate culture. Again, they should be aligned with each other. Strategy should be aligned with structure, which should be aligned with leadership, which should be aligned with culture. Now, what do they need to do is they need to try to pursue the objectives. To pursue these objectives, they need to prepare the strategy at the corporate level, business level, and function level. Like we discussed in the class, there is always a time gap between strategy formulation and strategy implementation. In the meantime, what do these organizations do is they keep an eye on the external environment. Literally, they are going to do the scanning, environmental scanning. They do the scanning for mainly the external environment. Then they are going to execute the strategy. And why they are executing the strategy is to pursue the objectives. Failure to achieve the objectives, they need to revisit from the vision statement. If the vision statement is correct, then they need to set right the mission statement. If vision and mission are correct, they need to ensure that these goals are correct. If vision, mission, goals are correct, they need to ensure that objectives are right. If everything is fine, they need to ensure that the strategy matches with structure, which is aligned with the leadership, which is aligned with culture. Imagine that everything is working fine. Then why did they fail in achieving objectives? The reason is that execution part. So execution part, who takes care of it? Strategy formulation is the task of top level management. When it comes to execution, strategy implementation or strategy execution, it is on the shoulders of business level managers, middle level managers, and functional level managers. So if an organization fails to achieve the objectives, they need to ensure that they have prepared the right strategy. Imagine everything else is correct. The only problem with execution. Now they need to rectify the execution part. This is how we need to connect the subject case. Now the problem generally faced by the students is a lack of revision, which makes them blank in the examination even after spending a lot of time only on preparation. So what you need to do is you need to connect all these dots together. Dots: vision, mission, goals, objective, strategy, structure, leadership, culture, and then implementation part. Right guys? Next, command and the language matters a lot, especially for our subject, theoretical subject, strategic management. Presentation must be good enough to get the marks. Finally, practice writing answers at home and match them with the institute material or suggested answer. And the next step, every time we have to insert the technical words. Insert or put the technical words in your statements. Avoid generic explanation and be technical in your answer. That doesn't mean that you can write all the technical words. Use of appropriate terms while answering conveys your knowledge and leaves a good impression on the examiner. RTPs, revision test papers, and then mock papers help you a great deal. They are rich source of potential questions. And comes correct order to attempt the paper. Quality matters than the quantity. So it's about how you are presenting the answer. Rather, it's not about how much information you are presenting over. Make sure that the sentence makes some sense. At the same time, make sure that you are not writing long paragraph. Avoid writing too much of information in single paragraph. Rather, put them in subheadings or put them in numbers. Put them very easy and it should convey to the examiner. The next thing, be confident whatever you write. Do not get confused or try to confuse the examiner. Thereby, they don't give you any marks. They don't award any marks. Next, it's not really necessary to attempt full marks paper. Even if you attempt 80 to 85% paper, that can give you good marks. Sometimes papers are set too long that you would not be able to attempt the whole of it. So it's not about attempting the full examination paper, but delivering the best you know, such that it hits the examiner right and you score well.